Right now, somewhere in your house, there's proof that you're too much. A canvas with one corner painted and the rest left blank. A ukulele shoved in the back of a closet. A half-read book on astrology sitting next to a business plan you Googled at 1 a.m. and never opened again. And every time you catch sight of any of it, the same quiet insult plays in your head. You can't finish anything. What if that voice has been lying to you this entire time? What if the exact thing you've been punishing yourself for since you were a teenager is actually the trait that separates ordinary minds from extraordinary ones? Stick around, because by the end of this, I'm going to prove that to you. Let's be honest about what this actually looks like. It's not just hobbies, it's careers you fantasized about switching to at 2 a.m. It's the Pinterest boards for business ideas you'll probably never start, sitting next to the recipe boards, the home renovation boards, and the "someday I'll learn this" boards. It's the bookshelf with 6 books started and 1 finished. It's the friend group that's slightly confused by you, because 1 month you're obsessed with astrology, the next you're deep into personal finance, spreadsheets, and the month after that you're teaching yourself calligraphy at midnight. People start describing you with words that aren't exactly compliments. Scattered, flaky, can't commit, a jack of all trades and a master of none. And somewhere along the way you started believing them. But here's the part almost nobody tells you, the part I didn't understand myself until I actually went looking into the research behind it. The thing you've spent years apologizing for, the thing you've called a character flaw, a lack of discipline, a symptom of never growing up that might actually be one of the rarest and most valuable kinds of minds a person can have. And I'm not going to explain why yet, because you need to sit with that for a second first. Keep watching, because the reason is not what you'd expect. Think about how much energy goes into hiding this about yourself. You downplay it in job interviews because diverse interests sounds like code for unfocused. You laugh it off at family dinners when someone asks, again, when you're finally going to settle down and choose a lane. You watch people who've spent 20 years doing one thing get praised for their dedication, while you quietly wonder if all your curiosity has just been a very expensive form of avoidance. That shame is heavy, and if you've been carrying it, I need you to know something before we go any further. You're not broken, and you're not alone. So many women feel exactly this, and almost none of them talk about it out loud. Now here's where it gets interesting. Journalist David Epstein spent years studying what actually separates people who go on to do remarkable things from everyone else, and what he found challenges almost everything we're taught about success. The conventional wisdom says specialize early and go deep, but research points to something different. Sampling widely across different pursuits before narrowing in often gives people a real advantage, because it helps them understand the deeper structure of a problem instead of just diving in. Even more striking, when researchers looked at Nobel Prize winners specifically, they found something nobody expected. Compared to typical scientists, these laureates were dramatically more likely to have serious hobbies outside their field, things like painting, music, dance, or performance. And those outside interests didn't distract from their expertise, they seemed to sharpen it. In other words, the very trait you've been told to be embarrassed about might be quietly connected to the kind of thinking that produces breakthroughs. There's actually a name for this. Some psychologists call it being a multi-potentialite. Others just call it a scanner personality, someone whose brain is wired to seek novelty, to connect ideas across completely unrelated fields, and to get a genuine dopamine hit from learning something new rather than repeating something familiar. It's not a lack of focus. It's a different operating system entirely, one built for pattern recognition, adaptability, and creative problem solving in a world that's changing faster than any single skill set can keep up with. The world doesn't just need specialists anymore, it needs people who can move between worlds and translate one into another. That's you. That's what you've been doing this whole time, and calling it a weakness. So here's what I want you to do right now. Scroll down to the comments and tell me the interest you're juggling this exact week, the one you'd never admit to anyone in real life. I want to see how many of us are sitting here nodding along, because I promise you, this comment section is about to feel like the most understood room you've ever been in. And if even one sentence of this felt like I was reading pages out of your own journal, hit that like button. It genuinely costs you nothing, And it's the only reason this video reaches the next woman scrolling at midnight, convinced there's something wrong with her for wanting to learn everything. You are not scattered, you are not indecisive, and you are definitely not behind. You are gathering. Every interest you've ever picked up, even the ones you dropped, taught your brain something it's still using right now, in ways you probably haven't even noticed yet. So the next time someone asks why you can't just pick one thing, you don't owe them an apology. You can simply smile and let them wonder how you do it all because you already know the answer, even if you're only just now starting to believe it.